Podcasting to the universe.
From the top of Mount Wack.
Live with no pants.
Here's Zach DeWack.
Greetings, red-blooded, verified Earth people, and those with no check mark. It's me, your full-time foodie, Zach DeWack, and your head pronounsticator on duty. Good morning, fellow wackadoodles. Welcome to the one and only no baloney, extra large and turbocharged DeWack in the Morning Show, podcasting live and direct from the nearly famous, highly outrageous, out-of-control room here, Studio A today.
We apologize for the poor quality of the show this morning. The studio air conditioning is on the fritz, and some of us are a little grumpy. Not me, though. I came prepared and wore a very comfortable sundress. Hope you're enjoying the humidity. Stay tuned.
Hope you had a nice weekend. Today is Monday, June the 10th, 2024. Taking a look at the birthday list. Pop singer Gail is 20.
Happy birthday!
Country star Lee Brice is 45. Sasha Obama turns 23. Model Kate Upton, she's 32. Lily Sobieski is 42. Shane West from ER and Now and Again is 46. DJ Qualls from Memphis Beat, Hustle, and Flow is 46 as well. R&B singer Faith Evans is 50. Comedian Bill Burr is 56. Turning 59 is Elizabeth Hurley. And Kate Flannery from The Office is 60 years young today. And born on this day, but not forgotten, Julie Garland, born in 1922. And Prince Philip, born in 1921. And passing away on this day in 2004 was Ray Charles, hockey player Gordie Howe in 2016. Spencer Tracy passed in 1967. Politician Donald Reagan passed in 2003. Elizabeth Hartman left us in 1987. And Mets broadcaster Lindsey Nelson passed away in 1995. Here's some movies released on this day. Back in 2016, The Conjuring 2. Jurassic World Dominion opened in 2022. Mr. and Mrs. Smith opened in 2005. And Speed was released on this day in 1994.
It happened on this day as if you care.
And take a look at this day in history. In 1682, the first tornado recorded by settlers in North America was sighted in New Haven, Connecticut. Back in 1692, saw the first Salem witch hanging in Salem Village in Massachusetts Bay Colony. Bridget Bishop, the first colonist to be tried in the Salem witch trials, is hanged after being found guilty of the practice of witchcraft.
I'll get you, my pretty.
In 1776, the Continental Congress appointed a committee to write the Declaration of Independence. In 1793, Philadelphia ceased to be the capital of the United States when all federal government offices were moved to Washington, D.C. In 1935, Alcoholics Anonymous was formed. In 1940, Norway surrenders to Germany and Italy declares war on France and Great Britain. In 1943, the ballpoint pen was patented by Laszlo Biro of Budapest, Hungary. In 1965, Subway owner Fred DeLuca opened his first sandwich shop.
Am I that old that I just went to Subway and asked what their $5 footlong was for the day? And they were like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, "You're special today, like the $5 footlong." And they're like, "We haven't had that in years." What?
In 1967, the Six-Day War between Israel and the Arab neighbors ended with the United Nations brokered ceasefire. The outnumbered Israel Defense Forces achieved a swift victory in the brief war, rolling over the Arab coalition and more than doubling the amount of territory under Israel's control. In 1980, Nelson Mandela's first political statement from prison was published. In 2002, a man in Hanau, Germany, was charged with assaulting a police officer with his underpants. Arrested for traveling on a train without a ticket, the suspect was waiting at the police station when he suddenly stripped and began hitting an officer repeatedly in the face with his underpants, which were listed in the charge as a weapon. In 2007, the final episode of The Sopranos aired on HBO. In 2019, new DNA research on grapes showed one French wine, Sauvignon Blanc, had been grown for 900 years. In 2020, statues of Confederate figures and explorers became the focus of protests, with many being removed, including Confederate President Jefferson Davis and one of Christopher Columbus in Richmond, Virginia. And in 2022, the world learned that Justin Bieber was battling a virus that had paralyzed part of his face. And special events for today, it is Alcoholics Anonymous Founders Day, it's Ballpoint Pen Day, it's Urban Spice Day, it's National Iced Tea Day, it's Dragon Boat Festival, it's EHS Day. National EHS Awareness Day is observed every year to spread awareness about electromagnetic hypersensitivity syndrome. And it's National Bedbug Prevention Day. And today is the day to celebrate that special someone in your life. It's National Bay Day. Bay standing for before anyone else. It is National Black Cow Day. Black Cow Day is observed every year on June 10th, the perfect time to celebrate a cold and refreshing beverage when temperatures start getting warmer. Many people also know the Black Cow as the humble root beer float or ice cream soda. It is National Colt and Isabel Day. If you know any Colts or Isabels, wish them a happy day. And it's National Egg Roll Day, and one more, it is Portugal Day.
Hey kids, ready for hours of fun?
Yeah!
How about 80 miles per hour of fun?
Cool!
Then get ready for the new 80 mile per hour bicycle, the bike that hits speeds up to 80 miles per hour.
My son just loves his 80 mile per hour bike, right, buddy? Buddy? He's riding it, but I'm sure he...
This is great!
there he is. Anyway,
This is so fast!
Yep, and he...
Wait, how do I stop this thing?
Oh no, Timmy, hit the brakes!
I can't find the brake!
Oh no, what have I done?
The new 80 mile per hour bicycle.
Please help me!
Try it today.
And let's take a look at the horrible scopes.
Here's your highly scientific and completely infallible and often inscrutable guaranteed horoscope for today.
If today is your birthday, you are a Gemini. The most erotic thoughts are those brought on by bubbles in your spinal fluid. Remember that water dissolves alien beasts and some witches. Do you really want to be drinking 8 glasses a day with that track record? Dance like a madman, win the respect of colleagues and foes. Cancer Moonchild, wearing gloves may make you feel like you're a master criminal, but you may be best to avoid wearing gloves with your name embezzled on the palm. Your magical fingers may be called into practice this week. Looking for a savior is a commendable pastime. However, ignoring your personal hygiene is a forfeit that you really shouldn't have made. Leo, a trip to the doctors should quell any anxiety you have about being a pair of curtains, although his diagnosis may be less than helpful. If you pick yourself up by your shoestrings, you are likely to fall flat on your ass. Being mean is what makes bullies happy. Don't make them have to be unhappy. Imagine what the mean-spirited little twats would do then. Virgo, unwashed and lonely. Don't let your future become this. Only you hold the key to getting yourself out of your personal gutter. Although it may be true that you are being hunted down by pirates, you may wish to avoid using the name Long Dong Silver. Weeks are made to find new ways of entertaining yourself during boredom. Make sure your weekend reflects this happier time. Libra, when you put your mind to it, you can be one hell of a person. Go get 'em. Deja vu is the feeling that someone's patronized you before, often by telling you what deja vu means. Your people need you. You must fight for their freedom. Scorpio, don't be a player hater. No, we don't know what that means either. Your sporting life will keep you in good stead for the Summer Olympics. Harmless fun may come back to harm you over the coming weeks. Sagittarius, actions take a moment, consequences last a lifetime. Telling tales is pretty much what keeps me going. How about you? Most of the things you believe in could be hacked apart by a fairly terrible dream. Places like Megacity and Coolopolis don't exist, but they do inside the head of the person who stood nearest to you right this second. Capricorn, any satisfaction you had about not having a police record may be undone today. The day is as long as the night. Things are going to come to a head today and either go well, go badly, or go kinda okay. Anytime you feel restless this week, try to imagine what it would be like to take Viagra and Ritalin at the same time. Aquarius, your lack of self-control down there may mean you're limited to small forays to the bathroom today. Sitting at a computer in order to read websites is not advised. Accuracy is not necessary when stacking blocks until you come to around the 5th or 6th. Having a secret agenda is all very good, but posting it on your blog/company intranet is not advisable. Pisces, the crystal ball, which I sometimes use for dividing fortunes for those like yourself, is smashed beyond repair. I can see bits of your future and they look bloody. But I can't tell whether it is your blood. Actually, it might not be blood at all, but a red sock. I'm not sure. Get back to me tomorrow. People say you make your own luck, but carrying around a sign that says I'm needy and helpless is probably not what they had in mind. Screaming death to the infidel as you're walking through the busy airports or shopping centers will leave you with bruises in special places. Aries, avoid low-level lighting this week and any power lines that you might have to pass under on the way to work. You'll keep on fighting till the end. Crossing your arms and legs and fingers is fine. Be warned that some lazy boy reclining chairs can be dangerous if soaked in lime juice. And finally, Taurus, you might find yourself on the wrong end of a stick of wood today. If it's tasty, then lap it up. If not, don't. This is the best course of action for this week. The color blue will give you cause for resentment today. The perceived wisdom of freaks will today begin to all of a sudden make a great deal of sense. And those are your official world-famous To Whack in the Morning horoscopes. And remember,
Don't leave home without it.
and time for the news. A Florida porch pirate had to leave a package behind when it wouldn't fit into his small car. Yeah, it's rank amateurs like this that give thieves such a bad name. Researchers say a chimpanzee's spatial memory is so good that it can remember where to find a single tree in a patch of forest with 12,000 trees. I can't even find my car at the Target parking lot. In a small German town, a man who stole a bike from beside a police station was arrested while trying to sell it to two plainclothes officers. The cops got suspicious when they noticed the man had bolt cutters sticking out of his jacket. And they recognized the bike as being one belonging to a fellow cop because the handlebars were modified to hold a dozen donuts. President Biden said he won't pardon his son Hunter if he is convicted in his federal trial on gun charges. That's because the president was smart enough to read How to Navigate Running for Re-Election for Dummies. In a survey, software developer was named the best job in America, followed by nurse practitioner. Not surprisingly, the job of reading on the radio or a podcast, the list of good jobs, was not one of those listed. The world's third oldest living person, Ina Canabara Lucas, turned 116 on the 8th. She lives in Brazil. When visiting a wildlife center, most families expect to see exotic animals up close and personal. However, for the Toten family from Texas, their recent visit to a fossil-rimmed wildlife center southwest of Fort Worth turned into a heart-stopping moment when their 2-year-old daughter found herself in the air, courtesy of a curious giraffe. There is video footage that captured the giraffe grabbing little Paisley's shirt with its mouth and lifting her up about a foot out of her dad's truck bed before dropping her back in her mother's arms. Despite the terrifying ordeal, Paisley was unharmed.
Ready for a new game that's fun for the whole family?
Yeah!
Then get ready for Don't Get Taken by the Giraffe, the game where you sit in a car and try to avoid getting taken by a giraffe. Mom takes a turn.
Move the car forward 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. Uh-oh, the giraffe smells the beef jerky in my pocket.
You just got taken by the giraffe.
Dad takes a turn.
Move the car backwards 1 space. And uh-oh, I looked the giraffe in the eyes and now it's got me in its teeth and there goes my nipple.
Junior takes a turn.
I'm just gonna close the sunroof. I win. Let's play again.
It's Don't Get Taken by the Giraffe, in stores now.
During a forensics class at Burlington High School in Vermont, students were caught off guard when a masked gunman burst into the room in a surprise police demonstration. The scenario, meant to showcase the challenges of witness statements, prompted students to dive for cover, believing the threat was real. The Burlington School District has apologized and offered counseling services while the police department issued an apology. Well, the side of a bed you sleep on says something about your movie preferences. According to a study, people who sleep on the left side are more likely to prefer drama films, whereas right side of the bed sleepers prefer action flicks. The top reason adults sleep where they do is because it's just easier for them to get out of the bed on that side. The second biggest reason adults sleep on their side of the bed is because, wait for it, their partner prefers the other side. There was a close call with nature recently on Maine's Popham Beach, where a woman faced the terrifying reality of almost being swallowed by quicksand. Quicksand, a rare but real phenomenon, occurs when water saturates loose sand, creating a semi-liquid state that cannot support weight. Jamie Accord found herself hip-deep in quicksand while finishing a beach day with her husband. Luckily, he was able to pull her out before the situation escalated further. Despite the fear it instills, quicksand is denser than the human body, making it impossible for someone to fully sink. A spokesperson for the Maine Bureau of Parks and Lands reassured visitors that while sinking in quicksand can be scary, one can relax and work themselves out of it. Vienna, Austria has been named the most livable city in the world for 2024. The prestigious ranking evaluates 173 cities worldwide based on over 30 factors across 5 main categories: stability, healthcare, culture and environment, education, and infrastructure.
Coming soon, exclusive footage of President Biden and Vladimir Putin as kids.
Hey, man, wanna trade baseball cards, man?
Sure, I'll trade you a...
Did I tell you about when I played baseball? I played against a guy named Corn Pop. He was a bad dude.
What are you talking about, Joe?
The baseball with the pool. And I got hairy legs.
No, you don't. You're a child.
I fought in the Civil War. And I did the thing with the place with the thing.
I think you missed your nap time, Joe.
Corn Pop, man.
Exclusive footage of President Biden and Vladimir Putin as kids. Don't miss it.
Well, a fossil hunting diver off Florida's Gulf Coast stumbled upon something truly remarkable: a massive section of a mastodon tusk. The diver Alex Lundberg initially mistook the object for a piece of wood before realizing its incredible significance. Measuring approximately 4 feet long and weighing about 70 pounds, the tusk is a rare find, especially in such an intact state. Lundberg and his companion have previously uncovered other prehistoric remains in the same area, such as mammoth teeth and ancient jaguar bones, but nothing quite like this. Mastodons, relatives of mammoths and modern-day elephants, roamed North America millions of years ago before going extinct. In Poland, a guy entered a convenience store, grabbed some booze, fled through the back door, climbed onto the roof, and then fell right back in the store. Imagine getting paid for 6 years without actually working. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, for one Spanish man, it became a reality until it all came crashing down when he was set to receive an award for his loyal and dedicated service. Joaquin Garcia, an engineer, managed to skip work for 6 years while still receiving his salary. It wasn't until he was supposed to be honored for 20 years of service that his absence was noticed. The city council thought that the local water board was in charge of him and vice versa, leading to the confusion that allowed him to slip through the cracks. Despite admitting to irregular office hours and citing workplace bullying for his absence, Garcia was fined an entire year's salary for his actions. This pales in comparison to the fate of an Italian worker who skipped work for 15 years and faced criminal charges. Corey Harris, the Michigan guy who zoomed into court while driving to face a suspended license charge, shouldn't be driving at all. Harris went viral for showing up to court on Zoom while driving. With the judge pointing out that he wasn't supposed to be driving, he was ordered to turn himself in later that day, but Harris then claimed the suspended license issue was a mix-up and that honestly he was okay to drive. Harris returned to court Wednesday, but this time with a new lawyer. During the appearance, the judge said that Harris has never had a Michigan license, ever. Harris does have a state ID, but that's not a driver's license. The judge also said that Harris has never ever held a license in any other of the 49 states, and he's currently working on getting his actual license. A Massachusetts man faces charges after running a 43-foot boat aground onto a beach on Martha's Vineyard. Riley Blizzard claimed a navigational error which caused the crash, but troopers noted signs of impairment and conducted a sobriety test. As a result, Blizzard was arrested and will face charges of operating a boat under the influence of negligent operation. A daring feline escapade ended happily for Luna, a 10-month-old cat from England, who found herself stuck in a chimney for a day and a half. Luna's owners watched anxiously as firefighters tried to coax her out, only to see Luna retreat further into the chimney stack. Luckily, the day was saved by a chimney sweep team who used specialized cameras to locate Luna and free her from the flue when she was trapped. The rescue took hours, but Luna was safely rescued. A blind man in Britain who has never held a driver's license was left shocked after he was arrested by the police for driving offenses. The man, who lost his sight at age 7, was seized by police who thought he had committed a string of offenses behind the wheel. Despite telling police of his disability, he was ordered to appear before a court to prove his innocence. The man said he initially thought the arrest was a joke. During his hearing, he explained that it wasn't him who had committed the offenses. The judge reviewed the obvious evidence and let him go. A 5-foot python had been discovered under a sink in an Upper West Side apartment in New York City, prompting police to investigate how it got there and who owns it. The NYPD responded to calls at 8 a.m. on Wednesday from residents who saw the snake climbing the building and entering a basement apartment. Officers removed the brown and beige python and took it to the ASPCA. Manhattan Animal Care and Control named the scaly creature Severus after the head of the Slytherin house from Harry Potter and put it into foster care as the investigation continues. In case you're wondering, it's illegal to own a python in New York without a dangerous animal license. And here's StubHub's most in-demand artists for summer 2024. Number 10, Pink. Number 9, Chris Stapleton. Followed by the Foo Fighters, Bruce Springsteen, Morgan Wallen, Olivia Rodrigo, Zach Bryan, the Rolling Stones, Coldplay, and of course, number 1 has to be Taylor Swift. Scuba divers exploring Key Largo's Rainbow Reef found more than sea life during a recent excursion. About 100 feet from the shore, divers inadvertently swam into 25 wrapped packages filled with cocaine, each weighing in at around 1 kilo. The sealed booger sugar was brought to the surface and turned into border agents who are currently investigating where they might have come from. The exact street value hasn't been revealed, but experts on the subject of street drugs say this particular haul would carry a value well over $1.5 million.
Ready to make your travel experience one you'll never forget? Then book your flight with Southwest Airlines and enjoy one of our many new perks. We're now offering early boarding for an additional $75.
Wait, what?
Want to bring more than one carry-on? You've got it for an additional $150 per carry-on.
But
Want some extra leg room? Then you can upgrade to a seat with all sorts of space for an additional $300 per leg.
This is ridiculous.
And we're now offering our no-delay guarantee, where your plane is guaranteed to leave on time for an additional $600 and an on-time departure is not guaranteed.
Oh, come on.
Southwest Airlines. You asked for it. We listened. Book your flight today.
Monday sucks. Monday sucks. It's Monday. It's Monday. ZachDeWack.com.
When it comes to cooking, some people seem to naturally know what to do. Others study recipes, books, or blogs to learn, and some people just pick up pointers by accident, like when watching TV. A thread on the Cooking Shreddit that asks, what is a cooking tip you picked up from a show or movie? Has people sharing those, and these are some of the best. In War Games 1983, there's a scene where the family is sitting down to dinner. They butter their bread and then roll the ear of corn on the bread to butter it. My brain sort of slipped a cog, and then I was like, why didn't I think of that? Not so much a cooking tip, but the boy from Modern Family said to Gloria that he adds the tiniest pinch of salt to his hot cocoa. And damn if it isn't delicious. Thanks to Alton Brown, I now roll my sugar cookie and gingerbread man dough out using powdered sugar instead of flour on the counter and rolling pin. It makes a huge difference as it keeps the dough from becoming tougher and drier with each re-roll of the scraps. Using baked potatoes as mashed potatoes instead of boiling them. I have been doing that for a while. I learned to add sour cream to my pre-scrambled eggs from the Ralphie character on a very special episode of The Sopranos. The eggs come out light and fluffy every time. I started putting mustard on my hard-boiled eggs after I saw Nancy Botwin do it on Weeds. Total game changer. From one of Gordon Ramsay's TV shows, he was yelling at a chef that their water for boiling their pasta should smell salty like the ocean. I never really knew how much to use, but this is how I always do it now, and it makes a big difference. I learned almost everything I know from the Food Network, both good and bad. I learned how to use a knife from chefs such as Bobby Flay, and I learned how to not use a knife from not really chefs like Trisha Yearwood. I now whisk my eggs through a mesh strainer. My omelets and scrambled eggs are now a perfect uniform yellow with no white bits anywhere. And last week, diehard Edmonton Oilers fan went viral when she helped lead her favorite team to victory by flashing her impressive boobs for the world to enjoy. Now, the adult website The Porn Dude is hoping to make her acquaintance. A spokesperson for The Porn Dude says the unnamed woman's boobs were made for porn, and they're hoping to get her onto the set of Porn Dude casting. It's a cliche, but they say everything's bigger in Texas. That means hailstones, too. Storm trackers in the panhandle city of Vigo Park managed to find a hailstone that's the size of a pineapple. At over 7 inches long, the hailstone is believed to be the largest ever found in the state. Fortunately, when it landed, it hit the ground and didn't break through someone's windshield or crack their skull open. A Florida man is facing multiple charges after a chaotic incident at the Palm Bay Church. Timothy Bornman allegedly broke into the church, causing over $10,000 in damages with a sledgehammer. When police arrived, he was shouting profanities while holding a metal Stanley Cup. Bornman threatened an officer and attempted to strike another with the cup, though the officer dodged it. After a brief struggle, Bornman was tased and arrested. He claimed the church had stolen from him, prompting his destructive actions. Criminal mischief at a place of worship, battery on a law enforcement officer, and resisting arrest with violence.
Coming soon, you loved Kim Kardashian's interview with Chloe Sevigny. Now she's back with even more actors on Actors Interviews. Watch as Kim interviews Robert De Niro.
So, what do you do when you, act and stuff?
What do I do? What's the matter with you? Huh? Why are you here? You're not an actor. You hear me? What's wrong with you?
Plus, don't miss Kim's interview with Tom Cruise.
So, acting. What is it?
For me, it's jumping off of buildings or out of planes or jumping off of all sorts of stuff.
And you'll love Kim's interview with Matthew McConaughey.
So, hi.
Oh, man, it might be because of the weed, but I'm really confused about what's going on here. All right.
Kim Kardashian's Actors on Actors Interviews, coming soon.
Country queen Dolly Parton is launching more business ventures. The world-famous singer announced plans for a new hotel in downtown Nashville. Dolly also announced a new line of Dolly Parton wines. I assume it comes in jugs? Caitlin Clark's popularity is influencing baby names. A new report from the website Baby Center shows the name Caitlin is up almost 1,600 spots as a girl's name, and Clark is up 15 spots as a boy's name. And the name Kanye went down 15 spots. The National Spelling Bee recently wrapped up. The winner won by spelling other contestants' names. Well, Johnny Depp recently turned 61. Johnny said he wanted to spend the day in happiness, so I assume he didn't watch any of his own movies over the past 15 years. Kenny G is now 68. Yep, still not old enough to enjoy his own music. Saturday was National Best Friends Day, which is not nearly as much fun as National Best Friends with Benefits Day. A Japanese company is hoping to start construction next year on a space elevator that'll ship stuff to outer space. Their first idea was a dumbwaiter to outer space, but they couldn't afford the minimum wage. Donald Duck was born June 9th, 1934, making him 90 years old. If you were planning on a gift, pants would be a bad choice. Volkswagen unveils a new high-mileage gasoline car. Some things never change. The Germans can still make it to Paris in one tank. Yeah, I admire Hunter Biden for his ability to make millions while wired to the gills. For most people on crack and meth, their only source of income is the tooth fairy. All right, that about does it for me today. Be sure to connect with us at ZachDeWack.com. That's ZACKDAWACK.com. Or call 984-DeWack1. That's 984-329-2251. Like, subscribe, and share this show. Thank you for listening. I'm out of here like Vladimir. Until next time, and there will be a next time. Don't forget us, and we won't forget you. I'm Zach the Wack saying, if I'm lying, I'm dying. Grits ain't groceries, eggs ain't poultry, and Mona Lisa was a man. I'll be back Friday, same whack time, same whack channel. Whack out.
Have a nice day.
Goodbye, my lovely.
Au revoir.
Adios. Have a fantastic day.
Goodbye, good luck, and good riddance. Bye, Buckaroo.